Let's talk about some obscure and discontinued early 2000s doll lines, starting with High Glam dolls. They released in 2007, and as you can see, they're very, short. Their main gimmick was that they were models who could walk all around the world. And I don't doubt that they could, they're really giving Slender Man a run for his money. High Glam only lasted for 1 year in the US, but ran in Europe until 2012. So in total, High Glam had 5 lines, 4 of which were Europe exclusives, meaning the US only got their signature dolls, who I actually have. I still can't believe I own them. High Glam only had 5 characters, and their names are Pam, Julia, Alex, Nicole, and Kit. Fun fact, a lot of the designers who worked on Winx Club actually went to work on High Glam, so their similarities make a lot of sense. I also think High Glam was definitely inspired by high fashion illustrations. Get it? High Glam, high fashion, you know, it makes sense. Even their magazines play into it, which is so funny and so camp. But speaking of models, next we got Catwalk Kitties. Catwalk Kitties are often referred to as the mothers of Monster High because they released in 2005. But unlike Monster High, they only ran for 1 year. Catwalk Kitties had 10 characters, with each one either working as a model or in behind-the-scenes positions. One of my favorite things about them is their fluffy, posable wire tails. Like, that's just so cool. And one of my least favorite things about them is the fact that they came with cat pets. I have so many questions. Is this their baby? Is this their slightly less evolved counterpart? I don't know. Anyways, despite their short run, they released 4 playsets and mini versions of almost every character. Nowadays, you can easily find just their heads on secondhand websites, which is pretty random, but a lot of collectors actually buy them just to rebody, since their original bodies have very limited articulation. But personally, I don't know if I could just buy their heads. I love their painfully 2000s clothes and their wire tails. But moving on to French Kitty, another anthropomorphic cat doll line that released in 2005. Yeah, oddly specific, but it happened twice. French Kitty was made by Madame Alexander, and was based on the merchandise character created by the brand Mighty Fine. Each doll either came in white, yellow, or pink, with the pink version apparently being the hardest to find. Also, side note, does anyone know where these were originally sold? I could barely find any information on them to begin with. Anyway, French Kitty was discontinued in 2006, and are the rarest dolls on this list. French Kitties easily sell for $100+. And as of right now, there's only 8 of them listed on eBay. Personally, I think they're gorgeous. They're like a mix between mid-century modern design and the curly girl aesthetic, which was popular in the early 2000s. Both of those things are right up my alley, so maybe that's why I love them. But do you remember any of these dolls growing up? Because I actually don't.